This is the most difficult camera to get on the market right now, and I am confused as hell as to why everyone wants this Fuji X100 Mark V. I called Adorama, I called B&H, and they're like, we don't know when we're gonna get any, and everyone wants one. And the price on the secondhand market, dude, is like twice the price. This is like 1,300 normal price, and I found them for like 2,600, 2,400, and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Manny, this is yours. I know you're very like skeptical whenever I hold it.
Yeah, because you might run away with it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, this is a hot topic right now. I've been into these cameras ever since like with the S, right? I think right now what's happening is people want to have fun doing photography again. Like, you know, there's so much pressure with the big cameras.
Is this why it's so hype?
It makes casual shooting more fun.
Okay.
Just casual picture taking without all that pressure of trying to come up with a banger.
I used it for a few minutes with you. I took a few portraits of you. I took some street shots. I think it's enjoyable to use. Is it that much more enjoyable than the other cameras? You've actually tried a lot of different Fujis also. What makes you think this is perfect for you and your everyday carry?
It's a combination of a lot of things. It's the fact that it's very slim and low profile. The Leica Q2 is like a bigger lens. It's more of a weight. You know,
it's super heavy, the Leica Q2. Yeah.
And this is a very, very thin, small profile. I love the fact that, you know, you got the simulations. It allows you to have a nice JPEG workflow. Because I don't want to edit photos coming out of here. I want to just...
So you use those for like anything you don't want to throw on the computer?
Yeah, mentally, I'm like, I'm shooting for JPEGs here.
Okay.
I got the built-in ND filter, which is great for a quick exposure. Auto ISO.
This built-in ND?
Built-in ND, just slap, boom, right that. A built-in ND filter. 35mm lens, which is great for everything. Yeah, very inconspicuous. And then it's got a cool aesthetic to it. It's really pretty.
But do you think it's justified that it's like sold out, and do you think like people are putting a little bit too much oil on the fire in a way? Actually, we might be guilty of that right now.
My intention is to not do that, right? Yeah. Like this camera genuinely makes me enjoy doing casual photography. Yeah. I don't post a lot of the photos from coming out of this. It is definitely overhyped. There's like, you know, the hype train starts, even with the Leica Q2, there was like a hype train and everyone's just hyping up this camera. It's one of those internet trend things, honestly. I think there is a lot of hype, but I do understand what the hype is about, but not for 2,400.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because that's what I was telling you earlier. I'm like, okay, some people are gonna sell $2,400, $2,600. For that price, they could have an amazing A7S III, a 6600, get a really good lens and like have capabilities that will go beyond that. Yes, the experience will be different, but even if you got a Canon R8 with a really nice 24mm, that's gonna cost you about the same as this, and it's great.
Yeah, but see, that goes back to getting a camera more for work and more for like creating work for like the internet. This is more, for me, I think more for casual shooting and making it just really enjoyable and very minimal, small, everyday carry. You don't want to take an R8 with a 24mm everywhere with you. You leave the big boy at home, it would fit in my bigger pocket.
And how good are the emulations? Because you edit your photos, you edit all your portraits normally. Do you like what's coming out?
I usually use classic chrome. I have a Cinebloom filter on here, soften it up. It looks kind of, you know, a little bit more, just a little dreamy. Takes away that digital look from it. With the filming emulation, I think it looks, there's just something to the look of these photos. You know, and it makes you want to pick up. You know how that is, right? More and more cameras are getting so good. It's becoming, what the camera makes you feel when you're using it is becoming more and more important.
Yes.
And that comes back to like why this camera is so special, because it's like when you pick it up, you feel like taking pictures, even if they're going to be bad photos, right? It makes you want to like even document your life. You know, like little things that are happening in your house or wherever. You take it with you, you document the stuff, and you're not worried about, oh, was that bad composition? Was that bad? You know, it's just like this process of just using a camera, documenting whatever is around you without any pressure, to be honest.
That makes sense. I see what you mean by that. I think that's something that is very enjoyable, and that's hard to find. I mean, we have the A1s, we have the R6 and stuff, and it's true, you do have that like built out pressure a little bit. Okay, I invested this much and I have this camera, I need to take like great shots, etc. And I never feel like taking 50 megapixel random photos, even of my family and stuff. You know, I'm like, the camera is on the desk. I'm like, do I want to go through Lightroom and edit those? Sometimes yes, you know, but not like every day.
If I take out my A7R5, it's gonna be for work, right? It's gonna be for something that I'm gonna edit. It's gonna be for something with that. If I'm gonna take a random photo, most of the time I use my iPhone, to be honest. I don't have a camera. I'll just take my iPhone. I'm like, Yeah, I just have it in my catalog. There's no point in taking 60, 40 megapixel photos of just anything. It doesn't, and it's not fun. It's just correlated with work. You know, big camera. This is what correlated with like what I want to create like for work.
And that's specifically for us. I mean, I imagine someone who works in an office takes his big camera and feels like he's escaping, you know. It's gonna be his escape. But for us personally, I agree with you. It's the same. I'm like, ooh, what do I have to do? How I'm gonna shoot? What is that gonna be for?
Yeah. I think that's what I feel like that's what a lot of people do, is that when they do photography, video full time, they don't want to take those cameras out with them when they're not working.
So that's 35, and then it's down to f2. So you get that creamy look.
You don't get a lot of background blur, but it's enough.
Okay.
And this lens is improved over the previous ones. That it's actually a really sharp image. You know, a really nice looking image. Screen's really good. Screen quality's really good. I mean,
is this full APS-C for frame?
Yeah, it's APS-C.
APS-C. I actually saw that the X100 like F or previous versions are like rising up in price also now.
Yeah, because people are like, okay, well, I mean, everyone wants to get into this system.
Yes.
The autofocus is not as good, but who cares? Honestly, the autofocus is not great on this camera, and I don't really care. If I miss a shot, I miss a shot. That's what the casual shooting is for. Like, it's more about just, I want to, you know, if I missed a shot, it's whatever. Like, I don't really care. It's fun to use it, and
I love to hear that from you, coming from you, because you're like a pro and doing a lot of portrait shoots and like with the best gear and everything. So it's kind of interesting to hear. It always makes me think of like my disposable that I always have at home, or another film camera that I just use. Actually, you know, I don't want to do, I just want to capture the moment. I'll just click it on the film one, and then I'll be like, in 6 months, I'll be happy to see it. I don't need to instantly throw it in the workflow, you know?
Yeah.
Have you found any other cameras that could be cool for that?
So you know what's funny is that I see people making videos about, don't buy the X100V, buy this instead, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't even clicked on those videos.
Yeah.
I feel like I already know what they're going for. Get the older X100s, right? Genuinely, I don't think there's a camera out there, like in another system, that can match this look and feel. And you know, with the ND filters, with film simulations, it's just like an all-in-one package. Even the built-in flash is great for like 90s style Polaroid snapshots of people. So, you know, it's just, I don't think there's anything else like it.
Yeah.
Personally, that's just me.
Yeah, and that's where we are coming out with our own camera, right, Manny?
Ah, yes.
So should we tell them? It's called the X100Y for YouTube.
Yes, X100Y. Yeah.
No, jokes aside, I think personally the only thing that would, like in terms of feelings of shooting with that's close to it, is the R1, or I can't get it.
RS1R.
Yeah. And that I used in Japan, and honestly, great feeling in full frame. Was
great images.
Amazing. Great images.
There's so much fidelity and micro contrast, like the combination, like it's all built together. It's like, it's really nice image quality.
Beautiful. And so,
but the battery life.
It's $3,500.
And the battery life.
And they don't produce it.
So
and the battery life. Oh my God.
Bad.
I forgot about the battery life. Yeah, I would go through them like candies. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't even shoot an hour in like mild temperature almost. Fully.
Battery's terrible, yeah.
I felt like, if Sony had like just an update of that camera, you know, and they could price it at $2,400, $2,000, you know, maybe even people would go for it.
So you're telling them to just ride this trend even harder?
Yeah, because people want that.
Yeah.
Right, we all shoot with our phones. It's great. Everyone left behind the compact cameras. We abandoned compact cameras, in my opinion. Maybe the Ricoh, I'm gonna test it in another video. You can check that out.
Oh, you're talking about like the little 1-inch sensor, like RX100 little cameras. Yeah,
I think people just abandoned that because
it's not fun to use.
Your phones are better. So people went for like this and big cameras, in my opinion. Guys, let us know in the comments. What do you guys think? How do you feel about it? Overhyped? You have one, you're selling it for double. Let us know everything in the comments. And Manny, thanks for the camera. I appreciate it.
See, this is what I've been afraid of.
See you guys.
You know, I got your A1 right here.
Alright guys, remember, I think I want to conclude with that, guys. Not having this is not an excuse for not shooting, not spending time in the street, doing portraits, organizing shoots, because whatever you use it can work great, honestly. If you have the liberty to be like, oh yeah, I prefer this one, I'm gonna spend more, and you know, like I can have 3 cameras. Awesome for you. But if you don't, and you're like, this is an excuse, I just have this camera, the T7, you know, and I can't do anything. That's not true. Get your 51.8, get out in the street, and like stop complaining.
So inspirational. God.
I mean, it's true.
No, I know.
Every time I'm home and I'm lazy, when I get in the street, no matter what camera, I'm like, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, just gotta get out and shoot.
Yeah.
All right, keep it up.